have a clean start. Welcome, everybody, to this celebration of bridging continents. I am Annemarie Voorhoeven of the Hague Center for Global Governance, Innovation and Emergence. And here we are, a global community united by a deep reverence for our interconnectedness as and with all life. And I would love to give a special welcome to Adriana Alvarez, Eshna Fleury, Diana Claire Douglas. And I know that close to us are also Joan Henry and Rodrigo Martinez Romero that are, I would say, part of our Bridging Continents Council. Bridging Continents has its roots in a unitive narrative and in the ancient prophecies which speak of a time when humanity will be called to remember our sacred connection to Mother Earth and to each other. In 2021, I was invited by Chief Phil Lane Jr. and by Adriana to collaborate with Four Worlds International and to support the sacred mission of the prophecies. It has been such a rich journey in which my partners in the Hague Center and I met many new and old friends, and we co-created meaningful next steps towards a world that works for more, starting online in World Unity Week, and then expanding to many gatherings where many of you have been showing up and contributing and joining so often, virtually and also in person. We work together tirelessly, including the gathering of Indigenous elders and allies, for example, in Palenque last year and this year, and co-created with John Raymer, One World, and others, the call to unite humanity, restore Mother Earth. This is the impulse that has guided our journey, to honor the interconnectedness and these timeless teachings, while also forging new pathways forward, grounded in the realities of our modern globalized world with all its bioregions. The same impulse inspired me to call for weekly gatherings, and here we are. And I thank you all dearly for your dedication and for joining me and Hasina, who's been hosting these calls for such a while. Really heartwarming. In that hour together, we explore big questions, embrace ceremonial practices from many parts of Europe, Middle East, Africa, and the world, in a fluid, co-creative approach where each voice is honored and every perspective is welcomed. We are here to learn from and with one another, to share our unique gifts and to weave the golden threads of our diverse experiences into, as Adriana likes to say, a rainbow-colored tapestry of greater connection, understanding, care, respect, and love. Whether you've been with us from the beginning or are joining us for the first time today and anything in between, we are grateful for your presence and your listening and watching later on. Together, we stand as a living example of the power of heart-centered bridging, bridging continents, bridging cultures, bridging nature and as nature, bridging the seen and the unseen, bridging love, no matter what. So let us begin this celebration with open hearts and minds, ready to be surprised, challenged, and uplifted by the magic that Mylène so beautifully expressed last week, that can happen when we come together in this spirit of unity and diversity. May the energy we cultivate here today ripple out, touching the lives of all those who are called to this great work of healing and transformation. Let us celebrate the diversity and richness of life on this planet. And thank you and welcome to Bridging Continents. And dear Sister Adriana, would you please as seeding this bridging continents, say some words of welcome before and then Eshna, if you could also, and Diana Claire, you might also want to say a few words, because yeah, we have been reading this from 2021. Thank you.
Will you bring the bowl now or after we speak?
I think Adriana and you and Diana Claire can give a little opening, and then, or do you want me to ring the bell now? Whatever you wish.
Yeah, if Adriana, sorry for the interruption. If we could do that, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sister.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for that. I'll do it 3 times, and our practice is that we mention that I'm calling in the bell or the bowl from Vreeland in the heart of the Netherlands between the lakes. So, water-rich country.
Oh, beloved Creator, Father, Mother, all our ancestors, our spirit guides, our spirit animals, our love, peace, and compassion feelings may come to the center of this beautiful call of each and all of us here together to celebrate 9/9 portal, which give us the opportunity to leave behind any disruption that we have ever felt and to bring forth the tissue of love that will bring us together with our diversity, with our beautiful hearts and creativity, to be with each other, to learn how to bridge those subtle pathways that can bring us together in every ways with the language of love, understanding, oneness, openness, to fulfill the prophecies, to be grateful for being here and now in this time and space, embracing each other. When we can imagine the beauty of this Mother Earth holding us as one human family with all our relatives, the animals, thriving because we all care. We thank you. I thank you. All our ancestors before us, our beloved elders that have given their lives, and those who have kept the wisdom up in the mountains to come down and share all that beauty and wisdom to uplift our human family and to restore Mother Earth. I want to give special thanks to our beloved brother Phil Lane Jr., who has brought us all here with their beautiful heart of oneness, and to my beloved sister Ashna Fleury, who has walked by him being that eagle with both wings in balance of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, guiding us to this moment. Special thanks to my beloved sister Anne Marie for always being there as that sister, beyond an allied, beyond conflict, carrying her wisdom to share with all of us. And thank you, all of you, for being here today to witness this moment of unity and unconditional love. Aho.
Thank you. Thank you, Adriana. It's my very great honor and heartfelt pleasure to be here with you today and to offer this prayer. I'm holding condor feather to represent the South and Apoyala, that we're doing the European and African bioregions today. I want to bring this representative to be with us also. Beloved, beloved deep mystery, great source, creator. We are learning love because that is what you bring forth, moving forth the whole of creation with love, consciousness, beauty, creativity, power, glory, majesty, and teaching us this intimacy because you alone in oneness are our greatest companion. So in this companionability, as we are earth beings here now, and we are here in a special ceremony today for these bioregions to be honored and acknowledged and brought forth. Let us be uplifted by your joy and your inspiration, because we know now we are quantum, cosmic, inspirited human beings. And we treasure that we are here on your behalf, and we are here representing our beloved human family. But we want every single one of us to be with us, every single heart, every breath, to be unified. And we know that we absolutely need your essence, presence, and majesty. So walk with us in bridging continents for the complete unification of our human family, of the unification of all of our continents, and to join in great celebration of life itself. Thank you. Ashe, Omatakwiyase.
Thank you, dear sisters. Diana Claire, do you want to just say one or two things, and then maybe Joni one or two things, and then we'll hand over to a check-in and to our program, because we have designed a gathering of going around to all the different places where we are each located.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the invitation today to participate in this ceremony. I feel very honored to be part of it. I felt myself sort of going back to when we started in 2021, and the idea of bridging continents for me was like so opening, so expansive for me personally. And I can remember an original image that I used to carry with me was this flow of energy from South America through Mexico or Central America into North America. And then we were going to bridge over to Europe, and then the flow would go from Europe down into Africa. That's how we originally saw it, and then spread through the world. So today, what I was feeling, the image I was given was this incredible tree of life with that similar moving from South America, Central America into North America, one tree. And there's a tree over in Africa and the similar going up through into Europe and Northern Europe. And I'm assuming we could find another big one in the eastern part of the world. And I just want to share this fact that I find so fascinating because it combines the bridging for me, which is that trees all around the world talk to each other across oceans through the ley lines. I just learned that. So the bridge is there. And I have great gratitude for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Diana Claire. And Joan, would you like to say something now, or would you perhaps like to do something at the end and that you can first settle in?
It's up to you.
I just suddenly felt that maybe at the end you can do something to round up us, if that's okay. That's right. That's right. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay. So with that said, why don't we just do a check-in in the sense of our name, our place, and one word, and then, or maybe just the name and one word, and then hand over to Juliet. So we keep the check-in very short because you're all going to come back, but just to make sure that all your voices have already, are already mixing together here. And then I'll hand over to Juliet and you can take us through the program as we have it placed. And yeah, this was not in our schedule because we didn't know exactly how we were going to open. So I hope that we can all stay a little bit longer so that Juliet doesn't get into a crunch with the program. But yes, and we do popcorn style as we always do. So those that have not spoken yet, please say something.
Hello, dear ones. Sabine, gratitude.
And your place so that we just ground ourselves in the
I'm in Cologne in Germany, near the Rhine River.
right.
Hello everyone, I'm Eileen Elke from Nuremberg, and lightness, my word.
Hello, my name is Annelies. I'm in Peaceland also, Vreeland, and I feel playfulness around.
Hello everyone, I'm West Robert from Uganda. Love and peace.
Thank you, Robert.
Juliet from Guyana, Africa, in Cork, Ireland. Happiness. So happy to see you all.
Hi, I'm Hasina from Newcastle, KwaZulu-Natal, and just peace.
Anja Myers checking in from Flohnheim in the middle of Germany. And I'm here with a grandmother's fire.
Good evening. Suzanne here from Switzerland. My dear sisters, nice to see you all again. My word is exploration.
Thank you. Beautiful. Well, thank you all. Juliet, please take us along.
Thank you very much. So wonderful to see you all. So we've made a sequence, and we're starting from the south on the east side and then going across towards the west and ending with Ireland, which is the bridge across to the Americas. So if we could please start with South Africa and Hasina.
Thank you so much. And I'm here in KwaZulu-Natal. It is the home of the Zulus, and before this regional activation ceremony began, I didn't know too much about bioregions. So I'm going to bring in what feels really pertinent to me right now, and that is that interconnectedness and that bridging that we have in bridging continents, that we're interconnected with our stories, and we're a distillation of our ecosystems, our human ecosystems, the ideas and everything we bring to one another, but also the ecosystems of Mother Earth and beyond. And so I'm just going to honor what we share right now. And I'll begin with, we share fire, and this is just a symbolism of the 8th fire, which I've only, again, just begun to understand, thanks to Anna Marie. And the other thing we share is earth. And I'll ask you that if you have anything like rock elder or a plant, if you could just visualize it or touch whatever is symbolic of earth. Because we share that. And our nature elders bear witness to millions of years that we haven't seen, that we don't even know. And there's such wisdom in that. And then we're connected through water, and it just connects us inside in our bodies and through Mother Earth. If we can just share water. And the other thing we're connected with is air, as we breathe in and out. And that's something we do just without thinking. In every living thing has that capacity in whatever way. And so I just ask you now to take 3 deep breaths with me. Inhale and exhale. And in, out. In, out. And just let yourself empty naturally until you're just feeling complete. And what I'd like to offer before I have to leave is just that what we share we come together in this, in our bioregions, bio meaning life. And even though we're in different regions, we just share all these elements with each other. And here we are. And as we share our interconnectedness and weave together, we're in a space of peace and love. And just being with one another and with our fellow beings on Mother Earth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hasina. And now we go up the east side to Uganda. Robert, would you please speak?
Good morning. Good evening, everyone here. I'm from Uganda, a landlocked country where we have breast of nature and we have the wild animals, we have mountains, we have rivers. So I'm bringing what is the relationship of us to that nature. Last time I shared how I saw mountain gorilla giving a birth on SS, and it was a beautiful moment to see that mountain gorilla giving birth on that day. Then I want to bring just a brief history. Our grandparents, what we call Stone Age, those people, our grandparents used to get fire from the stone, and those people used to stay in a cave. And those people, they are located near my area, what we call Songes Stone Age site. And those people, they were there in centuries. And in that area, there is River Kagera passing on that area. It is a great place where you can come and you see the miracles happening, because those people, they were staying in the caves, in the stone, symbolizing the nature where we are. And from there, when you come, you appreciate the river passed nearby, what they used to stay. And very many people have come out to come and get the natural connection, what we call the power. Then our relationship with the nature. We people from all over the world, these days, we have not appreciated the nature. Some of us, or some people in the whole world, what they are doing, they have destroyed the nature. What can we do to save the nature? We need to work on restoration. We need to work on conservation. We need to work on spiritual connections with those, our grandfathers, what they were doing in the past. So for me, I'm trying to use that tactic of restoration, conservation, and also using the people here in Uganda to love their nature. Previously, I was telling you that I'm working with women, I'm working with children, helping them to reconnect with the nature, saving the nature. So if all of us, 13 of us, if we encourage our friends to love the nature, it will be super great. You find millions and millions loving the nature. And in bridging continents. America, Africa, Europe, we are all one people. Because all of us, what unites us, it is only one thing: the breeze, the oxygen, what we breathe. It is what makes a person. So we are connected and we need to feel love each other. We love those who are suffering. We love those who are in a bad situation. We also love our nature, and we also respect the voice of our elders in this planet. So as I end, I want to invite you in just a second. Where you are, you need just to imagine. What if now, where you are, you wake up in the morning and you find you are connected with your grandparents? What will you ask those grandparents to give you? In just a second, let's just be in a quiet, and we just think about that in our heart. Thank you. You have felt the connection with your grandparents. For me, guidance coming on the front of everything, guiding me to do what I don't know. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Robert. Thank you. Maria, I was just wondering, were you going to put up a timer on the screen and just to assist people, or does that not work? I'd understood you were going to do that, but don't worry if you're not. No, that's fine. That's fine. It's just a question. Okay, from there, actually, the next one is Greece, but Carmilla can't be with us. She lives on one of the Greek islands, and she hasn't been with us for a little bit, but she's always with us in spirit. So then we go to Switzerland, and Suzanne, could you please talk to us?
Yes, I can. Just want to light a candle. Half a candle here. First. Reaching from Switzerland, from the Swiss Alps, where is a water castle for Europe. I'd like to give you greetings. It's a pleasure and a great joy and a great honor to be with you all here. I cherish waters. I bring the bioregion of Switzerland, the Swiss Alps here in this place, and I've been called to this place there since here the chief engineer was asking the indigenous talking circle leader in his training program that we should connect with water, and I felt this connection later on because I was putting out my antennas and looking. And then I found a certain place in Switzerland, high in the Alps. Let me see how many people we have here. Robert was talking a little bit over his time, so I shortened my time a little bit so that everybody can share what we planned in our teachings. So I give back the feather to somebody else.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you very much, Suzanne. Nice to hear the Swiss spirit. And now we go to Germany, and Anja and Melene are organizing we have a few people in Germany, and they will introduce. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eileen, opening for Germany.
Speak a little bit louder, Melin, because you're a bit...
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, wonderful to see all of you and be in your energy, in your wisdom. So for Germany, I would love to open something that I've noticed or that came to me already all day long. It is what connects all of us, and it has been spoken about, is the water. And for us in Germany, it's really the Rhine. Wherever we live, water flows into the Rhine. But under the Rhine, this beautiful river, there's ancient stone, and it's the ancient ocean floor. And that's what brings me to my bioregion, the Franconian Schweiz. And it's so funny, it's called also Switzerland, wherever in Germany there are high mountains. They call it also Switzerland. It is the ancient rock of the coral, the limestone, that is very bright and that kindles the light within you and within me and all of us as the water carries it into the world. And another thing that loves to grow on it is moss, an ancient plant on our planet. And in this big bioregion, there is a druid place that's, I don't know, many go there for wisdom. And what is so fascinating there is that they have the ancient moss, the source or power of the stone corals, but also of the beech tree. And that's in a harmony, working together. The beech tree, I don't know if everyone knows, is the latest tree that goes and grows in a forest in succession. And it shows how we're moving forward in this world, and our bioregions are getting fuller again and uniting and bringing sprout to what is new. And the newness and agelessness is brought from the star nations. And in this area, there are many places where they arise or land often to unite us, to connect us. And that song that is being played, that light that comes out of the ground and from the skies, is then carried by many people out into the world, and the wind, it goes once around the globe. So I wish you the best and to reconnect to all that exists. Bye-bye.
Going in Germany a little bit up north, I'm following the River Rhine to where I'm living, and the bioregion is also the ancient river bed of the River Rhine. So the limestones you are finding here are containing, when you grab in the garden here, you grab on ancient oysters. Directly here in the garden, you find teeth from sharks, which are million years old. So I'm bringing in that energy which we called and which we had in our ceremonies also for the 8-8, that we activated some kind of a blueprint. And with the idea of having the blueprint and having ancient regions here, which we call bioregions, which we have a lot in Germany, and we also have UNESCO heritage areas and small and bigger areas, and wherever we live, I do feel, and that's what I did also, and what I'm continuing, is to create a place within a landscape and within that bioregion, which people can find over time and find there a place to meet in peace and be at peace. So that's what I want to share for today, and that's what I did, and what I'm continuing and ongoing doing is combining myself with springs of waters, of ancient rivers, of actual rivers, and I bring stones from there. And often they when you find it at rivers, they contain circles. And I love that very much. So I bring that energy in of the ancient corals, which I have from the oysters and everything I bring in. And I want to light also a fire, which is also shared with ashes all over. So we reactivate this blueprint again and again. And we can do it with a small thing and also the famous leaders and everybody, but each and every voice is worth to be heard. So what I'm doing is I'm lighting my peace candle, which is lighted at several fires which I attended all over the world, and also my sacred fires. And I do have a little tiny altar, which I have as a travel altar. And this is my grandmother's fire, which I'm lighting, which I'm sharing with you. And in the old times, there had also been a tree, which often is growing in front of churches. And it's a Jew tree. So I'm bringing in the energy of the Jew tree, which is really growing and growing there when we meet under the tree. So I invite us to meet around the grandmother sacred fires and under these Jew trees. And I'm honored also to bring a very peaceful voice also in, which cannot be here today, which is Katrin Schmack. And it's a little bit far north, more north, also at the River Rhine. And she's located in Düsseldorf in Germany, but she's also connected to, and I hope I pronounce it the right way because I'm not able to speak Spanish the right way, but you might know where it is. It is in a district in Osa Peninsula in Costa Rica, where she is creating a beautiful center and where she is through her family very connected to. So we have that bridging all over through our journeys and to the places we are. And it's Puerto Jiménez. And I hope I pronounced it the right way. So I'm bringing it in as a region which we are also bridging to and connected to. My love to all of you.
Thank you, dear Anya. I take what you've just given and I lit your beautiful peace candle, peace fire for all of us. I'm living in Cologne and I also am near the river, the Rhine River. And it was raining a lot today. So I'm bringing in rain, which I find very beautiful because the whole nature is very, very happy about that blessing from the rain. And it's going to purify and give strength to everything that needs it. And in between, there's sunshine, which is very, very beautiful for nature. When I was asked to find bioregions, I didn't really know where to look, but I was so surprised. Around my town, there are like 20 regions that are officially created and they take care of. Some are very old, some are less old, but they're really working on creating spaces where nature is respected and where everything is allowed to take alive again. So this was really beautiful, and I put it in the link on our community. And I have my little bioregion in my garden where I do fire ceremonies, Agnihotra prayers, and I just allow what wants to raise there, which is for me very important in this place where I am, where everybody has their very clean lawn and everything is very straight. And I just want nature to take over how it feels good, and always very happy what comes out, what herb comes out. Maybe because I have a cough at one point, there is an herb that I need that comes out in my garden because we're really connected, which is for me such a blessing to know that the gardens give what we need. And then I think we're all connected through sound, which has not yet mentioned. And this is something that I do. I am singing and receiving sounds from spirit. And if you allow me, I would welcome a few sounds for us for today and just see what comes. Thank you very much. Tayeota maya na haite wahana kaye sekeota. Tima na ua hana kai. So moia kai te ke ot ai te ki ni maia ka ua kaya se ke Deus kaya si. Hoia hoa hana maha te ke iata toia no maiana ka ua ke ke te ua kandaya na ka. Som aita aut oit isi atahata me ye wo mayana e. Hi yo hey yo hey yo hey yo hey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sabina, and all Germany. Thank you. The next one in our meetings is France, represented by Cara, who's in the Dordogne, but she was unable to make it today. Another one who is calling in often from France, but it turns out she was only visiting. She's actually living in Spain, so I'll mention her for Spain after. Please, the Netherlands, Annelies.
Thank you, everyone. Hello. From the Netherlands, well, we have a little sequence. This time, Anne-Marie will end. And I will introduce to you Amélie, who is in France at the moment. So we have a French connection here. And I prepared something for you, just, well, to read. In Bioregion, Spirits Abide. Exactly in the week of Lionsgate, I tasted with 30 soulmates in the earthly age from 2 to 92 years, a holy holiday week-long of living in a living, homing work community as a practice ground in Drenthe, east of the Netherlands. Here are many old ancient sacred spaces, beautiful little lakes in the forest where we swam every day. It was as a prelude to the possible model for a healthy, connected and powerful way of living together with ourselves, each other, and Gaia, Mother Earth. On this Lionsgate 888 at 8 o'clock in the evening, we formed a circle and spontaneously following the energy of the fire of the sage smudge, cleansing, taking turns, passing on the smudge, asking what do you wish for yourself, for another, and for Gaia. Most people had a personal wish. 9, almost 10-year-old Sam looked into his smoking smudge and wished with soft voice that people everywhere would stop waging war, not only for people, but also for all trees, plants, and animals. Everyone felt silent. I sensed a mix of love, a longing to cry, and a wondering. Did we just activate the bioregion in Drenthe, in the northeast of the Netherlands? Very close to birth ground of mine, Twente, and connected through the water of the old Zuiderzee with my home village here, Biesland, Vreeland. We, in Bridging Continents, are just starting to connect with the blueprint for bioregions. But when last week a strong flow appeared through me, and with help of many, amongst us also Diana Claire and Anne-Marie, to open up for a constellation in the coming year to connect to the spirit of the city of Amsterdam that is so close to my heart as an inhabitant for 20 years, I knew we are nearer than near. Today, on this portal of 9/9, 7 months and 2 days, after conceiving a seed from my lifelong soul brother, of what will be a new form for receiving all souls now incarnating as newborn in love and pristine beauty as they are, in about 2 months I will be in labor to bear Bella Center, a platform, a movement for birthing in pure love for newborn and new parents, living from the highest frequency in the bond of affection, grounded in the new earth and rooted in a bioregion. Wouldn't that be wonderful? May every bioregion have its own Bella Center, its love center for the newborn, or every love center for the newborn, its bioregion from this way forward. What if it's all very easy? That's what Anne-Marie always says. Well, I found a beautiful poem to end with. And it's by Linda Keen. She's also a bridger of continents. She brought much light work to the Netherlands and a beautiful teaching, and she's one of my teachers. Spirit Abide. I'm a spirit gaining strength, making new plans for the journey, watching the bones whiten and disintegrate into the dark soil. Each rain takes them closer to the oak tree that is yet to come, as the grasses percolate the crumbling form's immense worth, though eventually insignificance. For the new form looks out from underneath the royal oak and smiles, remembering the love and the beauty that will never die. From the place of light and this place of void, all that is important remains intact. All that is unimportant moves on to its new place. The sun shines on it all, on all of it. The night brings rest, no blame, all is well. The sanctuaries and bioregions provide wisdom and realignment. The wind sings, showing the way. I'd like to introduce Amélie by picture to you and grounding her place in the Netherlands. I hope you can see her. Is it big enough? Okay, great. I hope you see her standing. And this is Amélie Picard, grandmother healer. Here she's connecting with the trees and the heath I will show you, as she is representing her local bioregion in the Netherlands named Vierhouten, Four Woods, green heart of the Netherlands. And it's also an old ceremonial place for gathering in the woods. And at the moment she's joining us remotely, as she is in France, as I just said. Okay. One little share and then and this is also the place of Vierhouten that is representing the bioregion for Amélie. And we do not have so many hills in the Netherlands, so it's a beautiful space. Well, with the symbol of the 5 ashes, the 8 ashes of the 8 fires, which are here. And Maria, you gave this to me on the day you came back from Palenque. And that was a beautiful moment to share with Karen Lindemann as well. And we added another little ash to that. And I will give the ash to you. So bring forward yours from the Netherlands, your bioregion. Thank you.
Thank you, Annelies. And I just want to share one picture for you to have a sense of where you always hear the bowl singing from. And as I've already spoken, I will leave it with that, but just to give you a sense. Can you see it?
Yes, we can.
So this is where I am now. I am
Wow.
here at this opposite this blue boat.
Wow.
And that's where it ripples out. This is the wijde blik, the wide focus, very appropriate place for me to live at. And this is the Noorderveense Plas, which is a part of the water reservoir for Amsterdam. So very, yeah. So this is an area where it's really rooted in nature. And it's 25 minutes away from Amsterdam and Utrecht. So I always feel very privileged to be able to come on this little dike, to be here in our home and to be nourished by the land and the water. And that is what I try to pass on to you all, and you are also all welcome to be here. Thank you. Juliette, over to you.
Oh, thank you very much. So from Netherlands, we have Spain, Rosa, who can't be with us today, and she calls in from Marbella in Andalusia in the south of Spain. Bless you. Bless you. And the next one is the UK, and Lynn is usually with us. She lives in England, and I don't know exactly where she lives because I was expecting that she'd be here for a few minutes to give it, so I didn't get the details, so I'm sorry. And then Ireland, Ere, where I live. And this is where I live, with the beech tree and the moss. That's where I spend a lot of time. It's hanging over a river. You can just see the river to the right. And yeah, I spent a lot of time. And she's she sits on my nature council that I sit with every day. And there are there's one other tree, and there's rock elders and the stone elders. And I just wanted to say, when someone was saying about that the water going around the world, or the air, but also the rocks and the stone, because in fact they first introduced themselves to me. The stone first did in Greek, in stone ruins in Greece, and then the rocks in the Cappadocia in Turkey. And then they said, of course, we're here with you in Glenville, but we had to get your attention by going over to, you were so enthusiastic about the stone, you know, the ancient stone, but you weren't really paying attention to us over here. So they have a network, and they were also the ones who gave me the message to give when I was at Newgrange on the solstice, the winter solstice a couple of years ago, because it was in a big stone round fort. So Glianan Frequan is where I live. It means Glen of the Crows in Irish. And this really is the Glen of the Crows. The crows are the thing that everybody knows this area from, because they come in for about 15 minutes every evening and in the morning with their caw, 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 and they reside in all these big trees that we're surrounded in. And they're also on my, crows also on my nature council that guide me. But too, there is so much suffering and a really long history of abuse and terrible treatment here, colonialism that broke a people. Much like in North America with the indigenous, the people here were so tormented. And it's a very heavy kind of karmic sludge that's embedded on the rock, in the rock, in the water, on the air and land. And this is what my nature council, it was first of all the stone elders that pointed this out to me. And that was in Greece, and all the history of ancient Greece, all the suffering, all the things that went on there. And the rocks did the same to me for Cappadocia, of all of that history, the stories that are of violence through the past that had gone through there. And then when I came home, they explained, you wouldn't listen to us about Ireland. You needed the dramatic places there that you'd heard about first, more. But this is a place that needs healing. And the whole point of it is the time has finally come, where all of these stories that are based in duality, the us and them, the perpetrators and the victims, all those stories that are entrenched in people's hearts and minds, in the land, in the very rocks and the trees and the water, they are now ready to be released and to be loved free, because we are now finally in a time where all of our ancestors have served us so well to get us beyond having to still live with that pain. And that now what is needed is this constant love and the working of with using the violet flame to transmute all this heavy energy and the sludge that's been hampering people for centuries here, and allow it to be left free so that now people are freed from all that pain and suffering that our ancestors took on for us to allow us to be able to evolve at this point, free of, because we've gone through it. It's done now. It's been done. It's finished. And now we need to set about allowing people to realize and remember and recognize that we don't need to keep telling ourselves that story. We don't need anymore to hold it in the earth and the water, but we need to actively give thanks for all that had passed before, that it has now brought us to a point where we can live freely, where we can go beyond it. So two of the main distinct characteristics of the bioregion here are something called Dún Peter, which is very ancient from pagan times. It's a holy well. And over the centuries, during the famine, many bodies were just dumped into big empty graves because this place was particularly badly hit by famine. Many people died. Many people went onto these coffin ships where the Brits, where the landowners would allow them to go, give them a place on a coffin ship to go to North America. Many of them didn't make it across alive. And in return for that, they would give them the deeds to their land. Many of them by that time anyways weren't allowed to be landowners. They'd already given up the land, but any who had any kind of land had to give it to the landowners and give them a place on these coffin ships. And that's only about a half an hour walk from our house. Through that, it's very, very beautiful, and it's very energetically full, and very much a place that needs lots of this love. And from there, they made a famine walk during the famine in it was about 1845 to 1846 to 1850, where so many people died. And again, the big houses, the colonials who owned the land, and in fact were exporting masses of food from this country while the people who grew it for them were dying of hunger. They wouldn't give them food or money for free. They'd have to work for it. So they gave them these projects to build roads, heavy labor when these people were dying, and many people died on the jobs. To build roads, and the famine walk was one of the walks that they had them prepare. It's often a road from nowhere to nowhere kind of thing. It was just in order that they wouldn't be paid for doing nothing. The walls along the big manor house were all part of that famine. So we're completely embedded in the memories of all this. But all this now, we've come to a point which is so beautiful and exciting that finally we can start the release and realize that we're waking up from the dream, and we don't have to live that nightmare anymore. So the bioregion is a very gentle place, actually, very green, very verdant and fertile. Lots of water coming through, and lots of brooks. As I say, just below us, there's this brook here, and it runs into the mighty Blackwater, which is one of the major rivers in Ireland. But they guided me that every new moon and full moon from this little brook, I collect some water and bring it up to my altar and bless and sing and dance. Most of my meetings with them, they always liked singing and dancing in light language. But this one was from the last new moon, so I keep it till the full moon, and then release it back in, filled with love, and then pick up another jar to bring back up to fill it, to pray and bless it. So that they said that in some ways that can help to feed love into the water, to help to the rejuvenation. So I'm complete. Thank you very much. So I pass it back to you, Anne-Marie. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. So this gives a taste of our practices that we have actually very much been inspired to share more since the call for 8/8 ceremony in this context. We were all doing these kind of things, but now we're also really through that sharing, and we will continue to do that activation of the bioregions on the 10th, the 11th, etc. in a ways that fits us, and whenever we can share, we can share. And so with that, Diana Claire, you wanted to say something?
Well, I'd like to bring in the bioregion where I am, which is part of the bridge.
Yes.
I live in Ottawa, Canada, and we're on unceded and unsurrendered territory of the Algonquin Anishinaabe peoples. The bioregion, which I didn't know, so I looked it up. So I'm going to explore more. But I live right on the edge of the Ottawa River, which is a really mighty river that was the transportation route from the St. Lawrence River into the heart of Canada, what we now call Canada. So it's a big river, and I have the good fortune of living right beside it. We're on the edge. Our actual Ottawa is considered mixed wood plains bioregion. And we're right on the edge of the Canadian Shield, which is the most beautiful granite filled with lakes and pine trees. And it's, for me, it's the heaven on earth, actually, the Canadian Shield. And I had the good fortune of growing up, being able to live there at the summers. So I bring the region in, and I want to bring in a painting because she wants to come in. I did intuitive painting for many years, and it's a process where I just put paint on paper and then figures emerge. I don't know that you're going to be able to see this very well, but this is the birth of the new consciousness. And she appeared in a painting about 1999. So I've been living with her since then. So she wanted to come in today.
I think she's giving a special wink to Annelies.
Yes. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. That's really beautiful. And maybe, Adriana, you could say also something of your bioregion. It's a great idea. Thank you, Diana Claire.
Oh, thank you, Sister Diana Claire. And that beautiful being also winked at me. So welcome her. And yes, I would like to thank you all for being so supportive to the Palenque gathering, which gave birth to this call from our beloved brother Douglas Dolchin, putting in front of us the call to understand better the mapping of our beloved Mother Earth. Instead of being squared mapped, it's beautifully mapped through the rivers, the sheds, the oceans, the coast, the mountains, and that gave us the inspiration to start working with the Maya bioregion that will be starting from Palenque all the way to Yucatan, and from there to Quintana Roo, Tabasco, and all the way south to Guatemala, Nicaragua, Belize, El Salvador. So it's a beautiful mission. And as everybody here shared, once you start getting involved in your bioregion, you start to get to know so much more about it. And I have expanded myself by just researching about our bioregion, our Maya bioregion, and it is so immense. So it will be my honor and privilege to one time when the time is right to share more about it. And thank you so much again for your loving support and for these activation of the 9-9 portal, which give us this beautiful opportunity to expand these this vision of the bioregions through the world, through bridging continents in this beautiful rainbow way. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Joan, would you like to also share where you're placed, and then maybe you can also gift us with a little closing, as you said.
There are Osio Tohiju Shatananu Dagodo Alenigidachi Chiligi. It's much easier to just say Elisi Joan. Elisi just means grandma. And it's what my grandkids call me.
Thank you, I will.
Those it's beautiful to hear about all of the awareness rising around bioregions in the world, because this is the way our people have been comprehending the world. All of our ancestors, some of us farther back than others, but all of our ancestors have been aware of where we are in terms of the life around us and our integral interrelationship with them. I thought about walking you outside, but this computer is acting up, my laptop. And so I'll simply explain that what I usually say in Chalagi, in my language, is that I live at the confluence of two rivers, two streams, which constitute, they call this one Hollow Tree Brook, they call that one Stony Clove Creek, which both flow into Elisia Sopus, the greatest Sopus river, which is the receiver of all of the water. We are the watershed for New York City. We are 3 hours to the north and west of them. I live in the bush in the northern Catskill Mountains. So if I walked out back, the the building you would see behind me would be the cabin behind our house that our friend lives in. And this accustomedness to relating to the way of the world through the different beings in the world that's just how we grew up. And so I'm always encouraged when people say that they're talking to elements of nature, because they've been talking to us for years. They've been talking to all of us for years. And as Juliet shared, well, we had to get your attention some other way. And that's sort of humanity's state at the moment, that they have to get hold of us some way. And my prayer is always that once they do, that we don't ever lose that, because what we've gained is an expansion of our own beings through our connection with these things of which we are all a part. When the Dakota people say mitakoas, or the Lakota say mitakoyasi, when my people say, depends on which part of the family, when they say gusti idaradani, we're all talking about being kindred to all things. And they have so much to share that sometimes it's overwhelming. And then we get a day like today, which is a day of 9/9, which is a day of completion and entry, all at the same time. Because the exit from one place is the entrance to another, né? So in these northern Catskill Mountains, they call us the larger bioregions call us a mixed forest, because we are both deciduous and evergreen. And as we go farther, it gets more like that. That's just the trees. Some of these mountains, they're barely a mountain. And yet they are the oldest mountains in North America. They are the same chain that goes through to the Adirondacks and down through the Blue Ridge and down through the Smokies, where and down, all the way down that line, and ultimately join the single line of mountains that originally crossed these continents when they were all together. It's not just our prophecies that say that, even physicists admit to that now. So these mountains in their age, they often talk to us in ways that are subtle and sometimes unfamiliar. And so I encourage us all to use this 9/9 time to speak to us and listen in new ways, in a way that to open our ears in a different way than the way we are accustomed. If you're a person that goes to water, like my people do for everything, then maybe you put yourself closer to stone. If you're a person who talks to rocks a lot, maybe you put yourself closer to trees. Maybe you put yourself closer to sound. Maybe you put yourself closer to wind. All those elements are together helping each other all the time, but they all have distinct voices and intelligence to share for how we make it through this world as two-leggeds without like sort of blowing ourselves off the map, which we are frequently right at the rim of. Reconnection is that road. That's what we're taught. So we have this opportunity, as I understand the 9/9, the time of 9/9 as this activation in this year, because I know it's different every year, it's a powerful time of considering our lives and accepting the healing that flows towards us so that we're able to release the old stories. We're able to really shed them, to shuffle them off our backs. The stories that so easily catch us if we're not careful when we offer them in even in sharing, so that we can just sort of shuffle those off and if we need to tie a little bow around them or whatever it is, and give ourselves a little extra shake. Animals are really good at that big shake when they come out of the water. It's like, and that maybe we somehow employ the incredible medicine of this period of time to shake off those old stories, really to let them loose, to let them lie, to let them go, and to accept with the release of that, the opening of the gate, not just the healing, but the healing opening the gate for what we are coming into, what we jump down, as Shalaki say, to do on this Mother Earth, what we jump down to be, so that we can be that 1,000% in mind, in body, in spirit, in emotions. Because that invisible realm of spirit and emotions is the place that we need the most exercise. Sort of less in the emotions these days, and even more in the spirit. But all together as one thing. That's what I hear to tell you at this time. And as I hail you from these incredible old mountains, where my husband's ancestors have been, Mohawks have been for ever and ever and ever and ever. So I want to offer you, in closing, I want to offer you this healing song. This song, what it says is, it says, I come from above, I come from above. The bodies of our children I will heal. The bodies of our women I will heal. The bodies of our men I will heal. The bodies of our people I will heal. And today I was instructed to add, in addition, the body of our Mother Earth I will heal to this song. So I want to offer this to us in closing, and just as we did at my sister's memorial a few weeks ago, just encourage you to close your eyes and let that flow over you, and just let it flow over you and accept how it moves and how it moves through us, and accept the gifts, especially for women, accepting a gift. Oh, just accept the gifts as they are. Wakanda Waido, Wakanda Waido, Wakanda Waido. Hey, hey, Shiche chata chamwa pia wakan waweido wakanta waweido hey hey wakanta waweido wakanta wakanta ay ay Viatan chahwa piawakan waweido wakanta waweido hey ayo wakanta waweido wakanta waweido wakanta waweido hey hey Vicha shata chahwa pia wakan waweido yo wakanta waweido yo ay ay wakanta waweido yo wakanta waweido yo wakanta waweido yo ay ay oya te ta chahwa pia wakan waweido wakanta waweido yo hey hey wakanta waweido yo wakanta waweido yo wakanta waweido yo hey hey Kushimakata chawa pia wakan waweido yo wakanta waweido yo ay ay wakanta waweido yo wakanta waweido wakanta waweido hey hey hey
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Juliet, very much for holding the space and bringing us and weaving us together like that, and for all of us to be here present, and for those that have contributed as well without being able to be now present but are still here. And yeah, have a beautiful celebration of this day where life and death are so close. And we will continue on the 10th of 10th. And meanwhile, we will come together on the 11th of September in our weekly Bridging Continents call at 10:30 European time. Whoever wants to join is welcome. See you around somewhere else.